Are you here with just Maria D? It is indeed Maria D, and apparently Thursday is a vlogging day and I completely forgot about it. So here I am. Ta-da! I'm going to have a look at Big Magic, which is my book group. I was going to say book of the month, but it's not necessarily book of the month because it will be book of however long it takes us to get through the book. We have an online book group called Pyjamas and Pages, and we are looking at Big Magic. It is a subchapter of the main chapter, Courage, and it is called Scary, Scary, Scary. And what Gilbert is doing is trying to get us to look at our fear behind why we can't be creative, what stops us from being creative, and all of that jazz. And I'd just like to read you this quote. She says, "Because creative living is a path for the brave. We all know this. We all know that when courage dies, creativity dies with it. We all know that fear is a desolate boneyard where our dreams go to desiccate in the hot sun. This is common knowledge. Sometimes we just don't know what to do about it." I'm sorry, I've got a dog snoring below. You can probably hear her, but she's making me laugh. What Gilbert then does is list off different reasons why people might be afraid to live a creative life. But before I go any further, what I do want to say is that when she's talking about creative living, she's not talking about you packing up your life and going to be an artist in the forest somewhere. What she's asking us to do in the chapters preceding this is to look at what we believe a creative life is and defining that for ourselves. Where I personally find joy or escape from the mundane for me is in doing crafts, trying new recipes, dabbling on the guitar, YouTube, writing. So they are kind of the things that I have acknowledged and identified in my life that when I stop doing them, my world feels very grey. And when I start doing them, I start to get some of my joy in life back. And my life doesn't feel quite so grey and mundane. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, I find that setting aside that time really helps me. We can put off those things because of fear, and fear comes in many shapes and sizes and nobody is immune to feeling it unless you're a psychopath or have bad no risk senses within you. And that's not a good place to be, really, because fear is a good thing. We need our fear, but we don't need fear to rule our lives either. And so she has a list of things that she talks about that might be on your list. And I can read you a few. I don't want to read all of them. So she said, you might be afraid you have no talent. You might be afraid that somebody already did it and did it better. You're afraid your dreams are embarrassing. You're afraid you don't have the right kind of discipline, the right training, the right degree. You're afraid of upsetting family by what you may reveal. You're afraid of what your peers and co-workers will say if you express your personal truth aloud. And then one of my personal favorites is, you're afraid you're too fat. I don't know what this has to do with creativity exactly, but experience has taught me that most of us are afraid we're too fat. So let's just put that on the anxiety list for good measure. I like that. I can often use that as an excuse myself. So what I am asking people to do is to write their own list of too afraid. What is it that stops you living your most creative life? Is it that you feel that you don't have enough resources, that you don't have space to do it in your home, that you don't have time, that you'll look silly, you don't know where to start? I don't know. I don't know what's on your list, but I imagine everybody's got one. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So in a book, chicken song, write down what is your scary. And I need to sit down and write out what is my scary, scary, scary too. What am I afraid of when it comes to taking a plunge and trying something new and creative, whatever it may be. If you have any interest in joining me on that, please do. You don't have to be a member of our book group to follow along with some of the things that we're looking at. You just have to have an inquiring mind and to be curious about where your creativity may lead you. So I have been Maria, you have been awesome. This has been Big Magic Part 1, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.